welcome everybody to Make It Make Sense with Monique Pressley. I'm your very excited host today, Monique Pressley, and I'm here where we do exactly what the title says, make it make sense. If it's confusing, if it's convoluted, if it's an area where you need clarity or where folks need some correction, how about that? We try to cover those things here. We're bringing you facts, we're bringing you data, we're bringing you experts in whatever field the subject is of the day. And yes, we're bringing you some opinion, but you know what? It will be undergirded by facts and by data. We're not just whiling out, we're giving you things that make sense. And today, I am so excited. We have an exclusive, y'all. We got the scoop today, y'all, because yesterday there was a celebration of Emerge America. I'm not going to tell you what Emerge America is. I'll let our guests tell you. But Emerge America was celebrating their 20th anniversary, doing right things for women and right things for democracy and right things in the political space. For 20 years, they had their gala. It was in San Francisco, California, and the CEO and president of Emerge America, my persist sister, my friend, my girl, is here with us today. Would you please help me welcome A'shanti F. Gholar?
Hello, sister. Good morning, everyone from San Francisco. I'm so excited to be with you all.
I'm excited to have you. And you know, when we came on the screen backstage and I first saw you, I just started clapping and clapping because I just have to tell you, A'shanti, that and we'll tell everybody about everything that just happened last night, but you know, I'm official and I'm in the fangirl club for you. And anytime we see each other, we're excited to see each other because I just love the work that you're doing. I love that we get to collaborate and we get to overlap in so many different spaces. Sometimes sitting right next to each other with me.
Which is my favorite.
with me, you know, saying all the things that aren't fit to say on a mic, but I'll say them to my sis. And, you know, we're holding space for each other as we walk through this tenuous journey, but with joy, with enthusiasm, with boldness, with fearlessness. And I feel like that is everything that Emerge has been doing and is continuing to do. So before we get to last night, please tell us what Emerge America is and does.
Well, first, sis, the feeling is mutual. I absolutely screamed when I got the itinerary that I was going to be on the road with you doing some stuff for Vice President Harris. Like I told the team, they were excited. So to just be out there with you and to develop this friendship with you, this sisterhood, it means just the world to me. So thank you for just uplifting me, supporting me, and Emerge, which has officially become the nation's largest network of Democratic women elected officials and candidates, but also just overall the largest network of women elected officials and candidates. We have been able to transform the organization over the past 5 years. Last night, we got to celebrate 20 years of doing this work. And what we really do at the end of the day is demystify the process of what it takes to run for office. We do the recruitment, we do the training, but we also provide the women an ongoing network of support. And we actually developed out of the vice president's very first race for DA right here in San Francisco. Our co-founders were really good friends with her, and they saw everything that it took to run for office and how hard it is, all the things that you needed to learn. But also one of the reasons why the vice president was able to succeed in that race when she started 6% name recognition. She ended with 56% of the vote. It's because she had a network of support. She had that sisterhood, women lifting her up, just what Monique and I were talking about. That is so crucial. It's something that women need when they run for office. And it's something that only Emerge does. Once you come into the program, I like to joke, like, we're the mafia, like you're in. We ain't ever letting you go. So from the time we accept you to the program, you have your first day, to when you place your name on the ballot, to when you're in elected office and ascending to higher office, we are there for our women.
And I guess, like, as excited as I am about what Emerge does, I am equally like, it's a damn shame that Emerge is necessary, especially now when we are the majority, majority, majority of humans in this nation, but still not represented anywhere near proportionally in elected officials, whether it be federal, state, or local. And so what I think is holy work of Emerge is to make the crooked places straight. I'm so churchy right now. I can't, I quite literally can't help it. Like, everything that's coming out of my mouth really for like the past 8 days is somewhere in the Bible, and sometimes it's direct verses that I just infuse into the conversations. I'm just, because we need God so badly that it's just oozing out of me. But I'm saying what Emerge does is necessary, and I want it to not be necessary. But while it is necessary, I think it is such vital work. Do you find that when you're reaching out or to women, or women find your program, that they're conditioned to have less confidence or less I can about them than they should?
Yes, absolutely. And Monique, you're right. There's 520,000 elected offices in this country, y'all. That is 520,000 people that get to shape our lives with a stroke of a pen. Women were 51% of the population. We don't hold 51% of those offices. Men, particularly white men, still hold about 75% of those offices. That is where we are at.
I didn't know it was still as bad as that.
It is. It is. And, we talk about president and vice president and Congress a lot, but the majority of those offices are at the state and local level, which is why we focus on them at Emerge, because those are the elected officials who are going to have the everyday impact on our lives. And for us as women, as Black and Brown people, it is hard. There is that conditioning because we're playing in a system that wasn't built for us. This was built for white land-owning Christian men. So every time Monique goes live, every time a woman puts her name on the ballot, we're disrupting that system. Yeah. And we know that scares a lot of people because it's going to change the power structures in this country. And when we're recruiting women, there have been women where I immediately see their potential. Our executive directors on the ground see their potential. And we're like, you should run for office. I'm like, oh, no, that's not for me. I don't have the right education. I don't have the right family. I don't have the right job. Y'all, one time a woman told me, I think I need to get my credit score up so I can run. Because, you look at all those people and they have high credit scores. And I'm like, what? Where is all of this misinformation coming from? So especially as women, we're told that you have to be a certain type of person, a certain type of woman to run for office. And I tell them, you're already enough. Just think about the things that you do every day for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your colleagues, for your community. Those are the things that elected officials do. At Emerge, we will just give you the skills to be more competent in what it takes to run for office, more confident when you're out there on the campaign trail, and we make it a lot less lonely. And especially Black women, we are great elected officials. And right now, we know that it is Black women at the federal level, at the state and local level, who are at the forefront of fighting back against Trump 2.0.
Yes. So, yes, we are. And this isn't even a but. Let me just say, and I know that you and I have both recently and unfortunately become aware of the very solid data from our dear friend Terrence Woodbury in its strategies. And it seems that still, again, more than I want to know that it still exists, even women in this country, even Black women in this country, believe that men make better leaders and elected officials than women do. And we saw it. Obviously, we're 92% strong. So nobody can say that we weren't down for Vice President Harris. But when you dig in the weeds of what the thinking is around other elections and around those who did not show up to vote in this one, there is still this thought, even if we're not thinking about running, when we're thinking about choosing, we're choosing Ken over Barbie.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, the internalized misogyny is real in a lot of women. And they just think that a man, he's going to be stronger, he's going to be more bold, he's going to be more forceful, he's going to get things done. Let's be clear, the disaster that our country has become in the past 100 days is brought to you by white men. Brought to you by white men, because they're I get rid of woke. So it's all them. So when we're talking about this, we have to be very clear. You all want to say men are better leaders. We have since in 30 years, we have the highest rate of Americans who can't make their car payments.
Yeah.
That is where we're at. We're seeing businesses already having to shut down because of the tariffs. We have people who are just scared to live their daily lives. Like Monique and I, we're in so many chats and it will come up. Do I need to start carrying my birth certificate as an American citizen? So when you hear someone say, oh, women, they're not smart enough, they're not strong enough, they're not going to be effective enough, remind them that this current year, 2025, is brought to you by white men elected officials.
Yes, and how is it working out is the whole thing. It is brought to you by them, and how is it working out? And when people ask me those questions about carrying your birth certificate, carrying your passport, I am yes, 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 and yes. I mean, I give the crisis management strategy because I just believe strongly that, especially in our community, prepared is and ready for anything is what we need to be. But whatever. Let's get to last night's gala, and the prior Democratic nominee, the most recent Democratic nominee for President of the United States, the first Black woman to be the Democratic nominee for President of the States, first Black woman to be Vice President of the United States, was in her first official keynote post election. And I'm just wondering, like, how did you lock down my president? This is the get of all gets. Like, I know this is your first interview post gala. What's the scoop? Because she showed up, she showed out, she was well received. People are officially excited and in mourning all at the same time as the clips come out. But what can you tell us?
Yes. So literally, I think it might have been a week or two after she officially left office. We were in the stage of planning the 20th anniversary gala, and the team knew, like, we have to have VP here. Like, we wouldn't exist without her. She's such a huge part of the story. So I went ahead and sent an email to her girl, Opal. Opal is still with her. I love you, Opal. And they got right back and they said, obviously, we're in the transition. Congratulations. This seems so exciting. You know, just give us some time to get settled. And we were able to make it happen. You know, in one of the chats Monique and I are in, you know, I have put that the VP is going to be speaking at the gala. I was like, so this is why I've been MIA, because we have been working with her and her team to get it done. And they said the vice president really wanted to do it. She wanted to be there to support Emerge, our women. Like, her personal support of me means the absolute world.
Yeah.
And so it was Monday. It's what, Thursday now. Monday, we got to announce to everyone that she was going to be joining us to celebrate 20 years, but also make her first major speech since she left office. And I thank the universe, because just all of the stars aligned, y'all, because April 30th wasn't even our original date. We were going to have this event next week, but there was a little snafu and we snagged April 30th.
So you were right at the 100 days.
We were right at the 100 days. And
Mhm.
I was just like, thank you. Like, thank you, universe. Thank you, God. And we were able to have her there. We worked super quickly to get that beautiful stage that you all saw last night. And it has just been a whirlwind since Monday when we announced it. Just people so excited. And one of the things I said last night, we had a live stream going that was global. There were people from across the world who tuned in to see our Madam VP. And that
Yes.
just continues to speak to her power, how influential she is, but also like how much we missed her.
Yeah.
And we needed her voice and her words, and she delivered. So many people are like, can you give us a preview of the speech? I'm like, just know it's going to be fire. Like, that was my official statement. Just know
Right.
that it was going to be fire.
Right. And fire it was.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a true kind of mark of leadership as well, that a leader can step up and their voice is a balm, it's a salve. There's something nourishing and calming about it, while at the same time is spitting fire exactly where it needs to be, while at the same time it's like popping you on the butt and saying, what are you doing? Get back in there. Are you crazy? We're in the fight. This is not where we get tired. This is not what we give up.
Yes.
Typical, just for anybody who has had any experience of her, that she is ripe. Like she is loaded. She is ready. And then we see something like Kenny's video where she is backstage doing boots on the ground, because we are joyful warriors. But I have a clip that is just a little synopsis of things that I've been calling a conglomeration, which, by the way, highlights my dear sis A'shanti and her gorgeous yellow, and it highlights the beautiful stage that was fitting for our Madam VP and my only president in my head. George, let's play the clip.
Instead of an administration working to advance America's highest ideals, we are witnessing the wholesale abandonment of those ideals. We are living in a moment when the checks and balances upon which we have historically relied have begun to buckle. And we here know that when the checks and balances ultimately collapse, if Congress fails to do its part, or if the courts fail to do their part, or if both do their part, but the president defies them anyway, well, friends, that is called a constitutional crisis. And that is a crisis that will eventually impact everyone.
Yeah, I would urge any and everybody, go to C-SPAN on YouTube or just Google your way and look at the entirety of the speech. And of course, she's right about it. People can have their head in the sands or just go on about their daily lives all they want to. But this constitutional crisis cliff that we are on affects every single person in this country and around the world.
Yeah. Yeah. And just She was everything last night, and she just delivered it in the way that we needed to hear it. It was, y'all, we got to fight back. Like, courage is contagious. And one of the things that I immediately started talking about after the November election, when people would ask me, what does the resistance look like under Trump 2.0? And I immediately said courage. It's going to take people standing up. We can't have the cowardice. I mean, just even after his inauguration, when we had the Archbishop, I believe, when she said to him, be kind, like right to his face, I was like, that is what we need. Don't be scared. But then immediately the days after, we saw law firms cowering. We saw corporations cowering. We saw elected officials cowering. But that is what they want, because they know when we're feeling exhausted, when we're feeling defeated, when we know that there's no hope, that is when authoritarianism thrives. That is when a dictatorship thrives. So the VP, she was just right on last night with her words saying, we cannot give up. We have to fight back. And it only takes a small percentage of the country fighting back for us to prevent a dictatorship from happening. And honestly, y'all, that will piss him off so much. That's something that drives me every day too. Pissing him off that, no, you're a little play dictator, you're no mini Putin. It's not going to happen here. And that is the best win that all of us can have. And I think it's a great win that we can give our Madam VP.
Yeah, I'm with you on every last bit of that, and obviously make it make sense. And me personally, we're here to support any and all of your endeavors. Speaking of endeavors that we both support, there was the supreme shout out last night for the State of the People Power Tour. For those of you who are not yet signed up to participate in State of the People or don't even know what State of the People is, go to stateoftheppl.com and you will be able to see there the history of our 24-hour extravaganza on the night of the State of the Union, the joint address. We went 24 hours with positive information for Black people, with experts from every possible organization you could think of, and leadership heads, et cetera, and so on, including my queen, A'shanti, including me, everybody. We were all there. Who all was over there? We were all over there.
Everyone was there.
And now that show is quite literally on the road. So there is a State of the People Power Tour. I'm involved, Emerge is involved. I just want to play that clip really quickly, and then we will say goodbye to my sister for now. Let's go, Mr. Producer.
And I have been inspired by the movements like the one in Wisconsin that put Susan Crawford on the Supreme Court. By the State of the People Power Tour that is aiming to ignite a grassroots
I'll keep talking until we figure out where it is.
To lift up voices and advance freedom and justice.
The last thing I wanted to do was for people to know how they could find you and follow you.
Oh, thank you, sis. So for Emerge, our website is emergeamerica.org. You can always go there to find out about our trainings, our alums on the ballot in office, also make donations to support this work that we have to do, like the gala last night. That was a fundraiser. It takes money to do all of this. So I appreciate all the support that my sis gave us. We had a really great fundraising night, but we still need to raise more. And for me, you can find me on Instagram at A'shanti Gholar. That's mainly where I'm at. Also on BlueSky, Facebook, and LinkedIn, also under A'shanti Gholar.
Yay, and we have those things on the screen, and we definitely want the fundraising efforts to continue. Okay, so I'm hearing that the clip played, but I couldn't see it and you couldn't see it. So I hope I wasn't talking over it. Let's try to play it again so I cannot be running my mouth, or take us off to the side or something, George, so it can play, because I want State of the People Power Tour to get its props.
Yes.
And I have been inspired by the movements like the one in Wisconsin that put Susan Crawford on the Supreme Court. by the State of the People Power Tour that is aiming to ignite a grassroots movement to lift up voices and advance freedom and justice.
Yay. Okay. I heard it that time. And that is exactly what the State of the People Power Tour is doing. And it's not just some fancy rally with celebrities, though we got plenty of that. If that's what you like, we got that. But it is also care for community. It is service in community. And if you'd like to get involved as a volunteer, there's room to do that. If you'd like to get involved and experience it, when we come your way, there's room to do that, but you can look up all the information on stateofthepeople.com. Any closing words? Sister?
Oh my God. Thank you all for having me. Like, I love Monique. I love the show. And let's all just be courageous together.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate you. Go off and enjoy a well-deserved woosah.
Mwah.
All right. Bye-bye. Guys, please support Emerge America. Please support my dear sister, A'shanti. It just warms my heart in ways I can't explain that she is at the helm at such a critical time for that organization and for the work that they are doing. And hey, last thing I'm going to say, if it's in you to run, run. If you're always looking around and you're wishing that things were different on your block, you know, we start local. Charity starts at home. So if right outside your door something needs to be done, your block, your community, your city, your state, the country, as our dear former president Barack Obama says, the change you seek is you. So go for it. And organizations like Emerge America are here to help you do exactly that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being with us, including at the special time. I will see you tomorrow, noon Eastern. Make it make sense. Subscribe to the Monique Pressley channel, please. And like. Go through the whole playlist and like away so the algo can be our friend. Until tomorrow, stay safe out there.